I tried something at some type of speed draw edit. This is clearly from my stream, and the object is my good friends. We have a D&D group, and I wanted to draw some pixel style character art. Um, this is of a friend of mine. He plays an goblin bard, and the style is inspired of Fire Emblem. That's it's the most 2D pixel style that, especially Fire Emblem. Which one was it? Blazing Sword? One of the first one. I don't remember exactly. Yes. Now I'm working at the typography because yeah. uh, Nothing else to do. I guess words it is. Um, I started the recording more like in between, and I did some arts and games, I guess. I did some pre-work and research, and I tried to space, and most of the things are somewhat of a pun I thought of. So if you see it, it's a beholder in there. So of course he is a comedic bard, and he sees an incredible dangerous creature, and the first thing he probably will do is a pun. So that's the type of image that I try to invoke. Yes. I picked up some dialogue between Lindis and Elliwood, was I think its name, and tried to recreate the speech bubbles in which I set the statements. Wow, that's really not interesting, but oh well, it's part of the process. I try to recreate it, copy and pasting, working the spaces. The program that I use for this pixel style is Sprite. It's very fun, easy to use program. And I tried it out. This is my first project on Sprite, so it's really good to use and it's really fun. I've never thought that pixel style is so much a fun experience, honestly. So I tried to make the B. It was somewhat off, so I recreated, tried to research how the big B, capital B, looked like in Fire Emblem. And I think that's somewhat, yeah. It was the most difficult letter, I think. So yeah, I made. I painted the background. I had a pre style of the character, and now we go into fixing the background. I had created the character. I make a mini 2D version from a small animation I made. Then I fixed the pixel sizes because I was way off of the speech bubble. I tried to create an art style I picked a background from one of our random Fire Emblem games. I don't know which pieces I reference because I remember nothing of it. I played Fire Emblems years ago on a Game Boy Advance emulator, and I remember nothing. I liked the style of it clearly, as you see, but the gameplay was kind of difficult. I was one of those. Oh, that's difficult. My characters that I found suddenly died and was left. Okay, so I'm fixing here the layers. I had an pixel style beholder which I scaled to the size of the canvas and tried to clean it up. It's a nice beholder. I think that's the basic cover beholder of the D&D beholder. And I fixed the pixel art. His name is Murphy. He's a comedy stand-up comedian bard who tries to charm and joke around, bring creatures and people to laugh. I fixed the backgrounds. I tried to somewhat recreate it because I wasn't exactly finished with the background. I switch around a lot in my art process. So that's in the background is a slightly lit tree, something similar to a tree, wooden roots. That I tried to implement. And everything of that I tried to do on a stream. I forgot to record, so I saved it from Twitch, and the second video is recorded directly from OBS. And from a different project, I forgot to save or record, so I lost that footage. But I think that this will do. Yes. I clean it up this step. I think everything is pretty nice. He's a verdant goblin and has especially long ears, has a fancy dress jacket. The original art is of my friends. He made artwork for both of them from his boyfriend. And yeah, I tried to shade it slightly to try to change the lighting of the background. I basically just took the colors and here a little outline for the beholder. And yeah, that's probably most of it, because that's fine-tuning, I guess. Yeah. I wasn't sure about the background tiles. I tried something with the style, but I think it's fine. And that's the finished product. Very fun Fire Emblem screen cap. And the next project is of the same character, and it's a little animation that I made. This one is fairly longer, so I tried to recreate somewhat of a stage because he is definitely from a big style theater. He is an entertainer. And in my campaign, which IDM, he was in. He started in a theater, which he got into town after he left prison. Yeah, formerly a prisoner and now trying to be big on stage. He learned. He actually learned his bardic ways in prison, funnily. And a upfront jokester guy, but with somewhat complex past. I mean, you know it. So I created his mini 2D and version, somewhat inspired like those old fighting games, Street Fighter-esque, where you run on around left or right and just move and punch. Somewhat in that space, and of course the Fire Emblem fighting animation. I think there are really cool stuff in animating in a 2D program. But it was a long process. That was a 9-hour stream I did just for recording sake. Yes, I sped both videos up at 2000% speed, so it's going, but it's certainly a lot. Yes, and oh yeah, there it is again, a walk cycle. I moved him around and make a moving animation. Then I got here, this is a combat kind of situation. So encountering an NPC or enemy and trying to deal with it. His Bard College subclass is a homebrew subclass. So was it of comedian, something like that. Oh yeah, and I made the background move. It was a pain. I can't exactly recommend it, but points for realism, I guess. Yes, I made some basic, yeah. Oh yeah, I struggled with moving the enemy, the 2D enemy, Murphy, and the background. It was a pain in the butt. So yes, yeah, struggling to align everything. The struggles are real. But the fighting animation was like, yeah, he tells a joke, and of course it's very bad jokes. It's puns. So most of the time, if he doing some kind of jokes, it's for the whole table. Yeah, a pain to endure. So I tried to recreate it. Of course, the known badumts. So that is somewhat the base of what I thought of the verbal and the somatic components with his microphone. He has a little minor magic item, which is a microphone which enhances his voice. Every player starts with a minor item, which everybody can have something of kind of minor enchantment to just add to the flavor of the character. I made a falling animation. I recreated a laughing, crying, laughing emoji. So you obviously can guess what is happening or with the enemies. I probably am making a break here. So yeah, how's your day? How you doing? Oh, it goes on. Yeah, some kind of despawn animation, as a slight blink. Very try to emulate the old Game Boy style visuals. Maybe the old Nintendo or Sega 2D animation. I might make another break. Art breaks are important. So, okay, we get to moving, to animating his arm. It's a minimalized version of his character, so his jacket has only the gold and dark navy grid pattern, which is the most minimalist I could do with this character design. I like the ears, the high pointed ears, which might look like horns in a different setting. Okay, and some tries visualizing knocking this guy over and over again. Yes. And next I tried to recreate then something more elevated. If you have played Fire Emblem, whenever you attack an opponent, you are able to, I think it's to crit, so there will appear some kind of special animation, and that's what I do in the next part of this animation. With multiple people, yes, because if it's crits, it affects multiple people. So moving around those guys. I didn't want to animate the enemies or give them precise and detailed character designs. I was tired. I didn't want to deal with any of this. I wanted to create, the main focus is, of course, Murphy, the goblin. His name is inspired from, of course, Murphy's Law, so he's quite an unlucky fellow. Whatever bad could happen, it will probably happen to him. Oh, I'm fixing his microphone because it was kind of wrong there. So, of course, the critting animations of Fire Emblem are quite spectacular, if you have seen one. They flash around, swinging their weapons, move in exotic ways all across the screen. Very, very flashy. So I try to create the same style of attack, but only elevated. Didn't know what happened there, but yeah. Okay, a lot of moving around because, oh yeah, probably I did something wrong with the moving around. I didn't move quite as fast. I moved 1 pixel at a time, which was too slow for the walking animation, but oh well. I did not. Oh yeah, I recreated his stool in the original artwork. I made him. He was on a chair, on some kind of bar stool, enhancing his stand-up comedy vibe, and I want to make that part of the animation. So he sits there and will move from the stool and possibly up again on the stool. So oh yeah, and I recreated the fall because something happened there. Art is sometimes pain, and animation is more painful. But oh well. Yes. Well, when I stream, I have a very slow moving rainbow light background, and in this speedrun it's crazy fast. It's hilarious. Okay, we're moving on to the big groups, patching the background whenever I go. So try to make the best of it. Oh yeah. I thought, wouldn't it be fun if he created the chair? It's part of his ultimate, of the JoJo stand, of the, big critical hit powers. He creates the stool and sits down. I thought that was kind of funny. So we are moving slowly approaching there. Well, 2000% speed, it's 20 times fast than original. Maybe I should do it faster. But the original stream was 9.5 hours, so I can't expect much. It happens, I take breaks along the way. Oh yeah, I tried. What Fire Emblem does very well are smear frames. So I researched smear frames, and I researched how Fire Emblem makes their smears, and tried to emulate somewhat kind of movement. I wanted to let him twirl his little microphone, so I need to put some kind of movement. I think it was about 4 frames, the total swirling movement. It's quite fast, and it moves in a blink of an eye. But I wanted to rotate. I rotated it for every part of movement 90 degrees, somewhat with a small trail for the movement, so it's like looks circular. And that is great. Yeah, it's pixel art and pixel animation are quite fun. It's very different from other kinds of digital art. Oh yeah, I made a smear for the fast moving arm. So he throws his other arm upwards. A slight smear there and twirls his microphone. This was a piece of work. It's the most I've worked on a piece, and I did it the whole day. Art is difficult, but art is fun. Oh yeah, some runs of the previous, and I'm fixing the moving again. They move when I don't move, and they don't move if I move, so I try to fix it again. Yeah, that kind of was a hassle. Would I try it again? Probably. Would I have fun with it? In the process, it's fun, but the small fixing of stuff, that's the most annoying. But I created a pixel animation, and that's hella fun. That was the part that I enjoyed the most. Why we take another break? Art breaks, y'all. I recorded. I didn't record from the other character of that campaign. It was dark elf or drow. I think it was some kind of half drow hybrid sorcerer, moon sorcerer. So I put in some light. I'm trying to get the stage lighting up. So I tried working around with that. All those characters are in the current campaign that I run. It's the second campaign that I've run after finishing my first campaign over the span of 3 years, I think. Dungeons and Dragons. I should have mentioned that. But it's a goblin, so you can imagine. Yes, and the other character, Moon Sorcerer, I recorded the whole thing. I streamed it, but I forgot to record or save the video, the VOD afterwards, so I've lost it. I've only got the art pieces I did. So, yeah. Content creation. I'm doing it. Probably for the achievement fairly Yeah, I said the minimum of things I'm able to show. So maybe a D minus. But yeah. So yeah, the light stage, the stage lights up. There is his little stool. He sits down. Of course, some kind of shadows. And then he makes his big joke, his ultimate pun. And from the original bottom comes the very big version. Try to gather the space which I created it. It was, the words are very big, so I had difficulty to fix everything on the screen. I recreated the pixel size. I don't know which size it was, but the original Game Boy Advanced pixel size for the whole piece. I've looked different kind of fonts, pixel fonts, and this one was quite, yeah, the most I've considered using that font. I really enjoyed the detailed work of pixel art, placing every tiny detail of pixel. It's kind of, I don't know. I don't think a lot of people would like that, but I thought this was very enjoyable. The M was so big, so I, yeah. And I've tried to fit in the rest, and it was tight. So I tried to move things around. I think I decided on only one S. No. Did I 2S? Yeah, I did 2S. I thought 1S would be kind of easier to deal with, but 2S, I didn't want to cover the figures, the enemies, but I guess that's the thing I tried to do that. How did I do that? I forgot. I've put off making this video for such a long time, so I don't remember all the details. It's the first time I've used an editing software. I edit this whole video on Kden Live. So the big and just triple the figures. They are falling. Move around the frame sequence because, yeah. So, sitting down, making the joke. First part of the words. First part, second part, third part, hitting, and kablam. So just, that's the whole process. Then triple the bodies, I think I tripled the emojis. Yeah. Moving them around. And I thought it would be fun if I loop everything. So I fix the background to fit the looping. Pain in the butt. I hate it. But yeah. It does not get better. Moving parts around. I didn't know. At some point, I wasn't even sure what the hell I was doing. Contemplating life of doing art. Yeah, it'd be like that. And try to fix and match the background. Something I was still doing wrong. It was such a frustrating experience trying to match the backgrounds. I did it multiple times, fixing different frames, different backgrounds. The pain is real. And some parts moved and some parts didn't move. Yeah. Some fine tuning. Oh yeah, moving the character around because it didn't fit with the space. Yep. Pain in the butt. Futzing around. Pain in the butt. Yep. This is fine. More fixing, more futzing. Moving backgrounds, y'all. Just moving backgrounds. Moving backgrounds experience. 12. Oh, and spawning in the chair, despawning after it ends. So I matched the flickering of the lights. First the lights, then the chair, then the light disappears, then the chair disappears. Man. Still some fixing the background and just fine tuning. I guess that's basically it. And it loops somewhat perfectly. Wowee, this is the rest of the artworks. No work there, but I painted somewhat the pixel canvas and created a small animation. Yeah,